So hey guys, today I'm going to be continuing my F1 2013 career mode. Last time out in Australia we had a pretty good start to the season. We finished P16. This definitely puts us in a strong position in the Constructors' Championship. We are having a fight against Malaysia for P10. Today is going to be the Malaysian Grand Prix, the second round of the season. This is how the championship standings looks like. The race was won by Kimi Räikkönen just like in real life. Then we had Hülkenberg finishing second. He scored his first ever podium finish in Formula 1. Jensen Button finished third, Perez fourth, Massa, Hamilton, Maldonado is in a very surprising 7th place, scored 6 points. Sutil, Vettel and Alonso are the top 10 in the drivers championship, and now the constructors are currently led by McLaren by 2 points ahead of Lotus, then Sauber, Ferrari, Mercedes, Williams, Force India, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, Caterham and Marussia. I think let's just jump straight into today's weekend. So here we are for qualifying, and as you can see it's raining really heavily. We are using the wet tires. I think I will just go out to set one fast lap or two. I want to get a lap in early in the session in case the rain gets more heavier, you know, and the lap times get slower. I had a really bad exit out of the final corner, but we are going to begin our first lap in the rain. Not sure how late I can brake because we haven't drove this car in the rain this season. This is the first time it happens. P2 at the moment, over 2 seconds slower than Daniel Ricciardo's time. The second sector is a lot better in the second lap. Unfortunately, there is some traffic ahead. So far so good. But I make a mistake and I go terribly wide. It was on such a bad corner. We're actually ahead of Bottas, so that's a bit surprising that I'm not that low. Maybe we can actually get into Q2 if the rain stays as it is. Yeah, it looks like the rain has stopped, so the conditions will improve until the end of the first session, that's it, absolutely sure. 10 minutes left of the session and a lot of the top runners haven't set a lap time yet. Less than 7 minutes remain and the track has dried a lot. The drivers are now using intermediate tires and constantly improving the lap times, as you can see. I think I will risk going out on the option tires, although everyone else seems to still go out on the wets, kind of hoping that I will have that the track will dry up enough so I can post a time in later conditions. I don't think I will make it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it to the finish line and I'm going to start last place. The gamble didn't pay off. I tried to come out on option tires and the track isn't dry enough for that just yet, so it's going to be last place for me. That was... yeah, but I wasn't the only one who didn't make it, so it's Pastor Maldonado, Kimi Räikkönen, Charles Pic, Max Chilton and Jules Bianchi are the ones who end up not making it into Q2. As I said, I tried to put on option tires for one last lap, but the track wasn't dry enough and I couldn't get around in time, so I also came out way too late, so yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. We will see how the grid looks like in a few seconds. Okay, so Nico Rosberg is in pole ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber. Lewis Hamilton is P4, Fernando Alonso P5, Felipe Massa P6, Perez, Di Resta, Button and Jean-Éric Vergne are the top 10. Grosjean is 11th, Ricciardo P12, Sutil P13, Hülkenberg P14, Gutierrez P15 and of course Bottas, Maldonado, Räikkönen, Pic, Chilton, Bianchi and myself are the the grid for today's race is going to be 56 laps. It's going to be dry as well, so I don't think we will have a lot of chances to actually fight in the middle of the pack, but we will see. So let's just jump straight into this race. One more and away we go. Kind of a slow getaway. Try to move into the slipstream of Bianchi. Had a pretty bad start, but hopefully I can make up a lot of positions going around the outside. So far so good, trying to not to damage the car as usual. Oh, there was some contact I heard on my left. One of the Williams cars without a front wing. Up to P8 now, P18 I mean. Oh, that was close to hit. That was really close to hit. Someone goes off the track. Was it Van? One of the Force Indias went off the track. In P14 now, Massa drops down to P12. Trying to get around the outside of Raikkonen, but couldn't quite manage it. Massa had a really bad start. He started P6, I believe. So he was trying to go down the inside, but ends up backing off. The weather is pretty cloudy, but it didn't say it's going to rain or anything like that on the monitor, so I don't think it's going to happen. I hate this corner so much. Lost a lot of time to tilt, trying to use a lot of cars to stay ahead, but either way he's going to overtake me after the DRS becomes available anyway, so Gutierrez is also trying to overtake. Sutil is going to get overtaken by Gutierrez, it seems like, as I miss my braking point. So far I'm still holding P14. That Sauber is fast in a straight line. Ends up even overtaking me, enter the braking zone into last corner and really get the exit to keep up with him. I can reclaim that position, but brake too late. And Sutil goes around the outside. But I can make a dive into the inside. Looks like I'm a little bit faster in the straight. No, he's going to use the DRS and just going to fly past me, unfortunately. Maybe I can now. But I can use the DRS, I think, on him. But he just gets such a good exit. Trying to use up all my curse. Might actually be able to attack into. Even before the first corner I managed to overtake him. Into the braking zone. And once again I'm running P15. Once again Sutil is going to attack. Going to the inside to defend. Maybe it would have been better off if I let him overtake me and then attack him. Because now he has DRS. And I don't have enough curse to defend, or do I? Yes, maybe I do. Hülkenberg is going to attack him for P16. Sutil ends up, and that's Massa who ends up retiring. He was on the left side of the track. One of the Ferraris is already out of the race after just 5 laps. Last time out in Australia, it was Fernando who had issues with his car. He had some sort of, I don't know, maybe with his gearbox or something, but he was really slow in the straight line and ended up dropping back to P10. And now it's another issue for one of the Ferrari cars. It's lap 6. Let's just have a look at how the race looks like. So it's being led by Nico Rosberg, then Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes 1-2 so far. Webber is P3, Vettel P4, Alonso P5, Grosjean P6, Perez, Button, Raikkonen is already up in P9, despite starting from P18, and Paul Di Resta is P10. Then we have Maldonado, Ricciardo, Gutierrez, me, Vergne, Hülkenberg, Sutil, Pic, Bianchi, Chilton, Bottas, and as I as we saw earlier, Felipe Massa has retired from this race with some sort of issue with his car. Generic Van making a move on me is just so much faster in the straight line. Hülkenberg also overtakes me, but I will have a chance to attack on... pushes me off a little bit. We made some contact. And he's faster. He has the drag. Unfortunately, I lost both of those positions. So I make some more contact with Sutil, who also manages to overtake me. But I can attack him into turn 4. Is this turn 4? Nope, someone lost the front wing. That means I will gain position sooner or later. Someone's going slower there. Oops, it looks like Sutil went off the track. And now I'm back in P16, and this is without the front wing. It's Kimi Räikkönen without the front wing. So he was the one who ended up losing it, and that's very disappointing for him because he made a lot of progress. I mean, he started from P18, but went up to P9 or P8, and it looks like all of this work has become undone because he will lose a lot of time, and I think he's going to be completely last. Not a good weekend for him, it looks like, especially after Australia, where he ended up winning. He managed to sneak into the inside, but I have a really bad exit, and Sutil managed to overtake, but I'm a lot faster in the straight, so I can attack him. And then we overtake him. It's difficult to come out of corners now because the tires are really worn. I'm going to pit this lap for a new set of options, or I don't even know my strategy. Again, 3.1 for our first pit stop. It's lap 20. Let's just have a look at the standings. So it's Webber who leads ahead of Fernando Alonso, then Hamilton and Rosberg, Vettel, Button, Perez, Grosjean, Hülkenberg and Maldonado are the top 10. Then we have Di Resta, Vergne, Räikkönen, Ricciardo, Gutierrez, Sutil, me, Pic, Bianchi, Chilton, Bottas, and of course Felipe Massa, who already retired. So I got blue flags. We got the leaders lapping me. Webber, Hamilton and Fernando Alonso are the top 3, and they are really close together, fighting for the win. Second pit stop, lap 25, put on a new set of prime tires. So it's lap 30. And Hamilton leads the race ahead of Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber. Rosberg is 4th, Vettel 5th, Hülkenberg 6th, Perez, Grosjean, Button, Maldonado are the top 10. Generic Van P11, Räikkönen, Di Resta, Ricciardo, Gutierrez, Sutil, me, Pic, Bottas, Bianchi, Chilton are the only drivers who are still in this race. Okay, so it seems like Sutil has some sort of issue with his car, which is kind of makes sense because he's losing a lot of time and gaining on him each lap. Otherwise I would not be able to do that because, well, he's in a Force India. He's in a lot better car than me. Right behind Sutil, he's struggling with the car, that's for sure. He has DRS, so I don't think I will be able to. Yeah, as you can see, he's a lot slower than me once we get to the end of the straight line. He will DRS on me, but it doesn't really matter, he's just a lot slower. The AI seems to be short shifting a lot. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but yeah, it's short shifting. Kimi Räikkönen is short shifting a lot. He's also really slow at the end of the straight line, so I don't know what's going on with... I mean, if you look at my engine, you can also see that it's orange, so I don't know what's going on. I hope that it will last until the end of the race, but the same thing happened in Australia where my engine was orange by the end of the race. I don't know if I can suffer an engine failure or anything like that, but it's really annoying that Kimi is right behind me because he will get blue flags all the time, you know. I think he will pit before the race ends. He's on the option tires and they look really rough. So it's lap 50. Currently the race is being led by Hamilton, then Alonso, Webber, Vettel, Rosberg, Perez, Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Button and Maldonado are the top 10. Then we have Vergne, Ricciardo, Gutierrez, Di Resto, Raikkonen, me, Sutil, Bottas, Bianchi, Chilton, and my teammate is running in the last position, who is actually still in the race. I believe this might be the final lap of the race for me. The leaders probably are in the last lap, still fighting for the win. Final corner. Use up that little bit of cars I have saved, and once again I finished P16 from last place. Really good race. So, as you can see, the race was won by Lewis Hamilton ahead of Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber. They fought really hard for this win, and as you can see, they are really far away from 4th place with Sebastian Vettel. They were over 30 seconds ahead of them, so they were really quick, and Lewis won from 4th place. Then we have Vettel in 4th, Rosberg P5, Sergio Perez P6, Grosjean P7, Hülkenberg P8 from P14, pretty great race for him. Jensen Button P9, and Pastor Maldonado once again scores points. He finishes P10. Then we have Jean-Eric Vergne and Daniel Ricciardo, the two Toro Rossos, finishing P11 and P12. Gutierrez P13, all the rest of P14. Kimi Raikkonen P15. He had issues with his car this race, so it's not surprising that he's so far down the order. Valtteri Bottas finishes P17, Sutil P18, Bianchi, Chilton, and finally my teammate who finishes P21, and Felipe Massa is the last person, but of course he retired very early on into the race. Let's see the standings. So Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship. In the previous race he was pretty unlucky. He was fighting for the podium places but ended up having some sort of issue with one of the cars that he was lapping, so he only finished in P6. Then we have Kimi Raikkonen in P2, 8 points behind Hamilton. He had a really bad race this weekend because, as I mentioned before, he had some sort of engine issue or something, I don't know. He was really slow in the straight line, so he did not score any points this race. Hülkenberg P3 with 22 points to his name. Perez P4, Fernando Alonso P5. He was also unlucky in Australia. He also had some sort of issue with his car, so he was only able to finish P10, but now he is on the podium. Jensen Button P6, Webber P7. He was also a really unlucky driver last weekend. He had multiple incidents with cars that he was lapping, and because of that he had to pit like extra twice or something like that, and he only finished P13 or something like that, but now he finished on the podium. Vettel P14, I mean, he has 14 points to his name. He also had the same exact issue as Webber, having a lot of collisions with back markers in Australia. Felipe Massa P9, Nico Rosberg P10, he retired from the previous race. Pastor Maldonado P11, Lotus has Romain Grosjean in P12, Sutil, Vergne, Gutierrez, Ricciardo, Paul Di Resta, Bottas, me, Bianchi, Chilton, and my teammate Charles Pic, who is in last place currently. Now let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship, who is now being led by Mercedes. McLaren is down in second place, just 6 points behind Mercedes. Lotus is third, Ferrari P4, Red Bull P5, Sauber P6, Williams P7, Force India P8, Toro Rosso P9. We are 10th and Marussia are P11. So far we are achieving the objective, which is finishing ahead of Marussia for P10. So overall, I think this was a great race. I was able to capitalize on the cars around, I mean, ahead of us having engine issues and other stuff, so finishing in another strong P16. So this was the second episode of the career mode. I would like to thank you guys for watching and see you next time.